What's up, people?
Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Loosen up for this one.
Yeah, I can't. I don't really like. I like chairs with armrests.
That's why I'm always like this.
I know. So I do the same thing, but then it's like a weird. I'm always shifting. I don't know. Whatever. Let's move this plane. I don't like this plane anymore. Anyway, so I just need something to do with my hands. All right. So this entire week, we're going to be talking about the struggles of being a small business owner. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, we understand that is somewhat a self-serving title, and we get it, and we apologize for
but also keep in
all
mind,
that stuff too.
This is video 178.
Yeah.
If you have topics for us to do, send them our way. But for now, we get to choose.
We are struggling with topics.
So they're all going to be self-deprecating from now.
Yes. This one's a little self-serving. So we apologize for all that. And yes, we understand we have good lives and all this stuff. And yes, good. Awesome.
We do appreciate it.
But today, we're going to start off with something very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Not our typical banter, not our typical two idiots just staring at each other. But so our first topic in the struggle of small business owners, we're going to talk about, so in light of current events, what just happened, how do you as a small business owner operate your business in a climate filled with, what do we call it, social strife, social stress, and how do you make that balance of making your opinion known while still operating your business? There's a struggle there, right?
Yeah.
There's always some, you have to make money because you have a business, but at the same time, most people I know also want to disseminate what they feel is right and wrong, right? So, perfect example, what just happened, right?
In DC.
I think everybody is feeling, somewhere or the other. So, we don't want to get, we're not here, the point of the video is not to argue about what happened. Although, I will be very clear, I think everything about what happened was 100% wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any, qualms about that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We're just saying this video is not the topic or the forum for that argument.
That's not what I'm using for. I would have. Good.
I'm sorry. Our phone numbers are prevalent everywhere.
Yeah.
If you disagree,
I'm
feel free to call us and we'll talk to you.
I'm very, very happy to debate anybody on what happened. But really, I want to focus on, as a small business owner, how do you, what tools do we have in our toolbox that we can use to, whenever something happens, whatever opinion you have, how do you operate your business to align with your opinions, with your values, right? Mm-hmm. Especially in times like this, when you see something so horrific happen, and you have to deal with the fallout, right? Mm-hmm. You've heard this. I've had arguments and debates, last week and even through this morning with people, in the office and not, and so some of us are comfortable with confrontation, some of us are not. So you want to chime in? I'm going to try and keep. I promise, Mark, I'd keep this. We had a mini rehearsal where I kind of went off the rails, but I'm going to keep this a bit more calm. Yeah.
So we did talk privately about how we feel about what happened last week and just how we were affected by it.
Which luckily we were on the same page, because that would have been very awkward.
That would have been awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how anybody could be on the opposite page, but call us. We'll talk to you about it. But for this video, like you said, there will always be events that happen in the world that we have to navigate as both business owners and decent human beings that we try to be. The bottom line is we are financially responsible for our families, for their well-being and our ability to provide.
Right.
How do you go about handling your personal opinions and making sure that you can still operate a successful business?
Right. Yeah. Because here is, and I don't know, maybe I already said this, but I'll say it again, right? So, as a business owner, I have to pick and choose how I have to decide how I'm going to let my own opinions manage my business, right? So, obviously there are plenty of forums and plenty of ways I can let my opinions known, and I can, sort of guide my business through my own values, right? But at the end of the day, I'm beholden to a couple things, right? For one, I'm beholden to my family, because that's how we all survive, is via my business. But also, we have agents, we have things like that. So, if I am not very careful and I decide just to spout off one way or the other, that could be detrimental.
That's a good point.
And
Other
then,
people's livelihood relies on you.
Leads dry up,
Yeah.
things like that. And so all of a sudden, now we don't have money for marketing, and the business looks very different. But with that being said, I think as a small business owner, business owner in general, and these are not new ideas by any means, but I do think there are things you can do to make sure that your principles and your business and all those values are in line. One thing I think you can do is choose who you work with, right? So, I think we've all experienced clients who are just like, what the hell did that person just say? What are they thinking? What are they doing? We all research our clients here. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
I know when somebody chooses me, I know they've researched me, and vice versa, right?
First thing I do is look up their Facebook and LinkedIn.
We work in an industry where we meet strangers all the time. I want to know who the stranger is. So, I think, as a business owner, if you are not thinking about the bottom line, and then you start thinking about values, you can say, well, I'm not going to work with this person this time because, shit happened and enough's enough, and here's where we are,
Right.
Same thing I think with who you hire and who you keep on and who you let go, and that's very hard. Sometimes jobs need to get done, and sometimes having a warm body in a certain role is just the easiest thing because work is getting done. And again, just being honest, when you own a business, sometimes the fact that it's getting done is more important than how well it's getting done, because something just needs to be done. But if the culture or the culture that person is creating is toxic to the rest of your work group or your team, letting that person go, even though it's hard, might be the right decision.
And I think that's a key point. I think the culture starts from the person at the top of the company.
Right.
And that person is ultimately responsible for more than just his or her own livelihood, like you mentioned.
Right.
There's a few agents who work with us.
Right.
If you start going crazy,
right.
like you said, their livelihood dries up. If somebody within the company that we've created acts in a manner counter to our beliefs as the people running the company, it's our responsibility to put our money where our mouth is and get rid of that person because they're...
And even from a business decision, right? If one of the agents that works here is doing something that's not in line, it doesn't have to be, in response to the current event. It could be anything.
We are really trying to keep 50,000 foot view.
Yeah, anything. That could also be detrimental to the business, which affects a lot of things. Another thing, this, I'm a big fan of donations and charity. So I'm a big fan. That sounds stupid, but again, with the bottom line in mind, using some of that money, donate to a cause that you think is again in line with your values, and they're going to really do something.
Yeah.
There are 1,000,001 places that donate money. I think you can do that. So one thing, I know that you and I differ on a bit, is social media. Listen, we all use it.
You use it because I force you to use it.
Yeah, look, and this kind of leads into, I guess, my opinion. I'll just get it out there. I personally I don't think social media is the best platform for one to post political viewpoints, whatever. I just don't think it. I think it's more noise than anything else. I don't think it has that great of effect on anything. That's just my personal opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Sure, you'll hear about it.
Right, and Mark has a different opinion, and that's fine. But also, you're coming. This is coming from a person who, despite what people see, I actually don't have that much interaction with social media, unless it has something to do with boats or fishing. I don't go on social media all that much. I certainly don't post anything on social media. It's very rare that I post anything. I'm thankful for Mark and David who do all that for me. But these are just my opinions again. So.
And it's valid. You're not. It's not unique. I think a lot of people think you're unique, but your opinion on social media is not. I think a lot of people see it as just noise and not really helping further along the conversation. I think the only place where we differ is sometimes people feel like, right or wrong, that social media is their only platform. And I know we've talked off camera that you totally disagree.
Keep my hands folded.
My personal opinion, if you choose to enter into the Facebook debate, there needs to be something more substantial behind it.
Sure.
Run for office.
Right.
Write a letter to your congressperson. Advocate for the beliefs that you see being wronged, right?
Right.
Posting something on Facebook is awesome if it makes you feel better. I don't
Right.
think there's anything wrong with that. But that being the end and saying, good, these people know that I'm against what just happened.
Right.
That's not enough.
Right.
And that, again, that's not just about DC, that's about anything that you see
As you perceive wrong.
Right. wrong. If you're running a business, you have responsibilities.
Right.
But I also understand you're a human first.
Right.
It's your prerogative as to how deep you go. Quincy and I have chosen to have those conversations off of the public record for the most part. But believe me, those conversations are happening either in person or
somewhat intensely.
Yeah.
At times.
That's I think where we differ. Like if you want to post, great, but just back it up with something else.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a whole system that's set up for you to actually make a difference.
Right. Yeah. So all right, that was pretty heavy. It gets lighter.
It does.
Yeah.
We needed to talk about it though.
Just remember to subscribe, like, comment on YouTube.
I hope people comment.
Follow the thing that popped up at some point.
Again, it'll pop up twice.
The dingy ding. Make a sound effect. There you go. Yeah. Oh no.
That's gonna sound weird because it was in stereo.
I can't handle it. What do you mean it's in stereo?
I was making a noise.
Nope. Anyway, all right. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.